All right. So give us a sense. We have the data through Q3. What are we seeing in Q4? And what's the outlook for 2026? Are you expecting it to be another busy year for activist investors?
Yeah, we do. Well, it's been busy. We expect there to be even busier in 2026 as investors stop pouring money into Mag 7 stocks like they have been, which has been slowing down, and they start looking for value and frankly value stocks. We see activism, a lot of good activist opportunities there. We think that will also be helped with lower interest rates, which benefits small and mid cap stocks and also leads to more M&A, which we're already seeing a lot of activist-induced M&A like we haven't seen before.
Okay, explain that. Why is it when interest rates go lower, do activists go down cap as opposed to up cap?
Well, I don't think the activists go down cap. I think the caps are going to stay the same. The interest rates just generally benefit small and mid cap companies, so you start seeing more investment in there in lower interest rate environments. And it also, with lower interest rates, there's more of M&A. And when there's more M&A, not only is there strategic activism where activists come in and say you should sell the company or sell a subsidiary, but with the threat of M&A looming over companies, it's easier for activists to come in and implement their agenda.
I know you use AI. We're going to get to how you use AI and figure out the companies that are most vulnerable. But are activists also using AI? Does that make it easier to launch an activist campaign?
I mean, around the margins they do, but activist campaigns, real good activist campaigns, are still a lot of analysis and meeting with investors, meeting with shareholders, meeting with management, and it's just around the margins, I would say.
All right, I want to get to how you're using AI. Use it for your company vulnerability ratings. I want to go small cap first. You say Yelp has one of the highest company vulnerability ratings. What kind of sets a company up to have a rating of 97.8 out of a scale of 100?
So we developed these, as you said, AI developed company vulnerability ratings for more than 2,500 companies, and it takes into account my knowledge over the last 20 years of analyzing catalysts, activist catalysts, and having relationships with activists, and the average activist engagement that since we've developed these ratings has been over 80 out of 100. So they've been pretty accurate. So we look at this type of things. We look at our full peer analysis, operational data like profitability, revenue and margins, valuation analysis, stock ownership, corporate governance factors. And you're right, Yelp has a 97.8 CVR. It's a company with $250 million of EBITDA. They still have $300 million of net cash. So there's certainly a capital allocation opportunity there. And it's also at $1.7 billion. It's a great brand that we could see somebody wanting to own.
All right. And the mid cap, you have Moderna at 94.9. We've been talking a lot about healthcare. We've seen healthcare move higher. What makes Moderna an attractive target for an activist investor?
So there's a lot of activism going on in the healthcare sector, and we all know the story about Moderna. It's a company that went from close to $500 a share down to $30 a share as their COVID vaccine revenue started to fall off. But the company has been able to save $3.75 billion of net cash. They still have over $2 billion in sales. And the problem there is that with $2 billion in sales, their R&D is over $3 billion a year. So this is a type of situation where an activist could come in and instill some discipline from a board level, get that R&D to a manageable level, and get the company back to profitability.
All right. You also say international activism is up. You particularly look at Japan right now. What's going on in Japan that's going to lead to more activism when it comes to companies?
Well, so Japan, the main tailwind for Japan is that in 2023, the Tokyo Stock Exchange and the regulators have come in and told companies they need to get their ROEs above 8 and their price to book values above 1. 60% of companies in Japan have ROEs below 8% and price of books below 1. And it's really emboldened activism. And the Tokyo Stock Exchange has literally said you need to start listening to activists to these companies. The average company in Japan is 49% of their market cap in net cash. So there's a ton of activism that can be done there, and that is being done there. That has just been giving returns right away. Right now, there's over 150 live activist campaigns going on in Japan alone.